Hi everyone, welcome back to my reading nook. I have been procrastinating as per usual, and I've just finished this book. I sat down to read it a couple of hours ago, and I've just finished it. And while it's fresh in my mind, I kind of want to give my perspective on it and kind of talk about a few things with it. So, this book is called You Know Me Well by David Levithan and Nina LaCour. I've never read anything by either of the authors. Long story short, it's about a gay teenage boy who is in love with his best friend who is questioning his sexuality. And then it's also about a girl, Kate, who's in love with this other girl called Violet, who travels around the world with her mum but has recently come back to live in San Francisco to see if there's anything to pursue with Kate. And see and kind of question if their connection is real, if it's authentic, everything like that. So I was interested in this book, specifically from the line, Mark is in love with his best friend Ryan. I found it so interesting. I was like, yes, it's not your stereotypical love story for teenagers. I think there is a lot of underrepresentation of LGBTQI youth, just people in general, but especially youth. And I think there isn't a stronger audience for it to kind of flourish in than in young adult literature, because the teenagers and the audience that reads young adult are the people who are kind of growing up in the world. So I feel like they would not only need the literature the most, but also learn the most from it. It's such a shame because I really liked it. Um, to start with, I liked it till about halfway through, and then the plot started dwindling down. It lost its appeal. It started becoming kind of predictable. It lost its drama. It lost its twists, and it kind of it got really repetitive for me. I'm not going to talk about any spoilers because I haven't decided if I want to talk about spoilers on my channel yet. But long story short, I found it to be slightly unrealistic because so many characters in this book are LGBTQI identifying, and I just think that it's not the most realistic kind of representation of that experience as a teenager. And granted, not everyone has the same kind of experiences, but it was very kind of nonchalant. It was very simple, and it was very kind of it lacked the kind of drama. It lacked the things that so many people go through, like the bullying and the homophobia, and there was like not a single instance at all throughout the whole book where there was a slur said or something. So I found it slightly unrealistic for that reason. And I'm all for positive representations of the community and giving hope to teenagers, but when it's unrealistic, it's kind of setting up people for a disaster in a way. So that was one of my core issues with it. um, and again, like, I respect what the authors were trying to do, because it's something that I would like to do with my own writing. Like, I respect with what they were going to do, and the book's set around Pride Week in San Francisco, and like, I understand what they were trying to do, but I just think it kind of faltered and failed a little bit towards the end of the story, and then the end of it was anticlimactic. I didn't really kind of like where it ended. It was a lot of teenagery angst, and that was good to start with, but then it just felt very kind of one tone, monotonous. But also, it's set over a week, so I found it a little unrealistic in the things that were kind of occurring. So, when you know, a best friend. They become, the two of the characters become best friends within like 2 days, and suddenly someone falls out of love with someone who they've been interested in for such a long time, and then they're just like, well, time to move on, I guess. It's not going to happen, or it is going to, yeah. So, overall, I would give this 3 out of 5 stars. Um, while reading it, I was like, yeah, 4 stars, 4 stars, yeah, 4 stars. But then I started getting towards the end, and I'm like, it's kind of going down now. But I mean, I can't really say if I would read it again. Um, the style it was written in, I actually kind of appreciate the style it was written in, because you get both Mark's perspective and Kate's perspective. Um, so it kind of gives a more well-rounded story. But the story just wasn't well-rounded enough for me. So yeah, that's my opinions on this book. Um, book 1 is finally down from my TBA read list, and then we're going to be moving on to God knows what now. I have no idea. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts about this. I would love to hear your thoughts about this, and I'd love to debate with people, because it's what I do best. So take care, everyone. Keep reading, and in the meantime, I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.